Let's take a look at assets. So assets could be PDF files, they could be YouTube videos, they could be web pages. This is the asset homepage, and you can see that I've got various different groups of assets. So in the top left hand corner here I've got a group called Solutions Active Event. Its assets have had a total of 47 impressions. That means 47 different occasions where people have interacted with the PDFs or YouTube videos, etc., contained within this group, and as a consequence of which 2 leads have been created or 2 forms have been completed. Let's look at the details within this asset group. So under the Actions button, if I click to go to Edit, you'll see there's some summary information at the top, but then the asset contains a web page, and then a bit further down a YouTube video, and towards the bottom a PDF. And on the right hand side we can see how respondents have interacted with these assets. I can see that there were 18 impressions of my YouTube video. During the presentation of that YouTube video, the person watching is presented with a form part way through the video. And I can see from form starts how many of those people began to complete the form when it was presented, but only 2 of them completed the form. So 8 people started to fill out the form and didn't complete it. Those that did complete the form successfully created a lead within the ACT database. So let's just look at that YouTube video in terms of its characteristics as an AMA asset. So under Properties, let's set the properties. There are a series of tabs behind which are further controls I can use to manage the behaviors of the asset. So this one is an active asset. I can include an email address here, so when somebody starts to view the YouTube video, it can send me an email to notify me of that if I wish to. The lead form is the second tab in. So if I check the box at the top, it enables that lead form, and I can choose to present either a full contact form or just an email address only. So the full contact form requires more information, so company name, address, contact details, email address, etc. Or email only if this is maybe a speculative asset that I don't want to scare people off by asking them for too much information. So I can trigger the form when it's a video on time. So in this case, I'm triggering the form 10 seconds after the video has started to broadcast. If this was a PDF, I could either trigger it on time spent reading the PDF, or on pages. So if it were a 5-page PDF, I can trigger the form on page 2, for example. Allow form cancellation dictates whether the person watching the video can cancel the form when it's presented. If I untick allow form cancellation, then if they refuse to complete the form when presented, they're not able to then continue watching the video. I'm going to leave that ticked because I'd like to capture information from people, but if they don't want to fill the form in, I'm quite happy to let them carry on watching the video. And then a message that appears at the top of the form to explain what it is that you want from them. A GDR checkbox gives you an opportunity to make it clear to the visitor that you take their preferences and their security and private information seriously, and you give them an opportunity to opt out or opt in to receiving content from you in future. The Look and Feel tab gives you the opportunity to customize the livery around the YouTube video, the background colors, the title, etc. We'll look at an example of that in just a second. So if I just cancel out of the properties, you'll notice that there's a hyperlink presented, a full hyperlink and a short hyperlink presented on the screen, and that's the hyperlink that people can use to access the video. So if I click on an example, see we're 10 seconds in and the form is presented to the recipient. So at this point, because I enabled them to cancel the form, we can just click the cross and carry on watching the video, or alternatively, hopefully that person fills in the form, completes the fields of information that we've asked for. This is the GDPR checkbox down at the bottom, so we're just reminding people that we'd like to let them know what's going on with ACT, etc., etc., and they can check the box to enable us to keep them up to date. Effectively, they're subscribing, opting into our communications. On submission of the form, that will create a new record in the ACT database, or if this person is already in the ACT database and it's matching on the email address, it can update the existing ACT record. So it's a similar process for web pages and YouTube videos. Same thing again with our PDF lead form. Let's enable that. As mentioned, we can trigger a PDF on a page number. So if they've got to page 3, then I want to trigger the form, or it could be time-based again. And similarly, there's a full contact form or just an email only. So it's pretty much the same process. Up at the top right-hand side under the actions, there's a dashboard, so we can get a richer view of how people have interacted with this particular campaign. A timeline as well, so this particular campaign has only been used really for testing, so it's not well populated with a heavy weight of data, but you can hopefully get some impression from this how rich the view is of interactions with the form over a period of time. So you can see if there are spikes, or there are certain days of the week or times and conditions in which people are more likely to engage with your content. So it brings a whole new view to interactive measurement of consuming information that you're putting out with your clients, so you can see what's resonating and take action as a result of that information.